Okay. So release strategy is nothing but like approvals. Okay, whenever you creating purchase requisition or RFQ or purchase orders and agreements, contracts, long-term agreements, whatever it might be, the documents, whatever you're creating, purchasing documents. Okay, so every time we need some control because why? Because might be the user not aware about the how much the requirement, might be he not aware about the what is the cost and what is that. Okay, so someone he said that okay boss, I need 10,000 quantity, but we also need to be looking into that our budget and our control everything, right? So the higher level we need to control the purchase orders, or high level we need to control the contracts, or else a high level we need to control the agreements, RFQs, requirements. Okay, so how we can control this type that if we don't have any control of the from the PO side or PR side, then the user might be they can instead of the 100 quantity they are creating for 1 lakh quantity. After we receiving the stock, then it's very difficult to return back because we ordered 1 lakh quantity, we received a 1 lakh quantity, but we actually we requirement is 100. Okay, so this type of the mistakes might be happen because the end user not aware about all these things, because whatever they requested from the lower level people, okay, he will create the order, right? The end user from the different department they requested that okay, this is this much of the stock I need, so he will be created. But we also should control the budget because we need to pay amount to the vendor based on the what you ordered, right? We need to pay the amount. So the release strategy is nothing but like a different levels of approvals while creating any purchase requisition or purchase order or any agreements or RFQs. Okay, we need to restrict the document at level what at what maybe value level or it may be quantity level. Okay, so whatever it may be, I just want to be controlled that. Okay, so in that case the release strategy is very helpful. How it will be helpful? Okay, once you created a document, any document, once it is created, okay, it will go to the approval stage. Okay, so we can say like workflow. Okay, so it will go to the particular person. Okay, boss, this is the PO which is created your user, your department. So please check that the PO. If everything it looks good, please approve. Okay, it's kind of the approval strategy. So we can say it's the approval strategy. Okay, so sir, in my company we have different approvals. Like it's not only marketing manager, it may be it's not only store manager, it's not only finance manager, it's not only okay HR manager. So there are different levels of approvals are there. Some of the articles we may need to get the approval from the particular persons, okay, or particular organization, or it may be particular level. We need to get the all the these levels of approvals. So in SAP we can configure 8 levels approvals for one strategy. So what do you mean by strategy? What do you mean by strategy? Strategy is nothing but like we are segregating the we are dividing the levels like so okay, PO is created with 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I don't want to be include for 1 lakh PO, the value of the 1 lakh PO. I don't want to be include the finance managers and HR managers higher level. I don't need to be include like CFO, CAO. Like I don't want to include those people because this is not. It's just like 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I just need only approval from the my manager, my superior, maybe like maybe purchasing manager, right? So it's not necessary every PO should approve all the levels, right? It's are you agreed this one? Are you agreed or no?
Yes, sir.
Right, obviously, obviously, right? So if you go to in your home, suppose if your mother wants to buy 100 rupees item, I think she don't need the approval because she can directly can buy from the local. But if she needs to be buy some 10,000, 20,000 items, then obviously she needs some approval from the your father. So like just example I'm saying. Okay, so it's just like the organizations also there is a different levels of the organizations structures. So there might be needed different levels of approval based on the different cost, the different level of cost. So let's take one example. In my client, okay, it's maybe my client. Let's say assume that when I'm creating domestic PO, okay, when I'm just creating one domestic PO, if it is 0 to 1 lakh, okay, then I need to take approval for purchasing manager, okay, and let's take superior and manager, superior and purchasing manager. Let's say store manager and purchasing manager, okay. Now, when it is go to 1 lakh to, okay, 10 lakhs. Okay, then I need approval from store manager, okay, and purchasing manager, okay, and maybe we can say logistic manager, okay. Maybe it depends on the client how they are handling, or they need some district manager, maybe. Okay, it's like a there will be a district managers, right? Everywhere there will be a district managers. They will be controlling the all controls. Okay, so like okay now again now let's go to the 10 lakhs to what about it's about 10 lakhs. Suppose let's say about 10 lakhs. Okay, so in this case there must be approval required. Okay, at the high level purchasing manager. Okay, and store manager, obviously store manager, and let's say I need approval from CFO. Okay, and if there is any CEO, let's say CEO or CCO, something there. So COO or their operational manager. So let's say COO. Okay. Okay. So we have this kind of the approvals. Okay. So how the system will understand that whether I just need to go with these levels only. Okay. So we will be creating the different strategies. Okay. So that means 0 to 1 lakh, I will be creating one strategy. And 1 lakh to 10,000, I will be creating one strategy. And above 10 lakhs, I will be creating one more strategy. And each strategy, we are assigning that who will be the approvals. Who will be the approvals. And again, in these approvals also, the levels, who will be the first approval and who will be the second approval. Okay. And again, here also, who will be the first approval, second approval, and third approval. So like here also, first approval, second approval, third approval, fourth approval. Right. So here we will be once everyone is approved, then only you can able to generate the output and you can send this information to vendor. That means whatever the PO you created, whatever agreement you created, that document will be go to outside once everyone is approved. Okay, it's clear. So did you understand what is the release strategy? What is the use of this release strategy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's not only for the PO, it's also can create PR because individually at department level, if they need approvals when they are raising requisitions, okay, and we can create for RFQs, okay, request for quotations, and we can create for contracts and schedule agreements, and services also we can create service. Okay, so These are the release strategies we have. We'll divide here. One is we can create for peer. One we can create for PO. Can create for the outline agreements. Okay, we can create for the RFQ. Okay, we can create for the service entry sheet also. Okay, these are the documents we can create release strategy.
So we can create for invoices also, right? We have an invoice.
No, not for the invoice. Okay, it's release strategy is only for the purchasing.
Oh.
So, sir, in purchase acquisition, this consumption-based planning and all this stuff is there, no? Because without that, we can't release the material or something like that. We can't.
What is the consumption?
Like while we are creating this release strategy through PR, so in that we need to verify this consumption-based, like how much quantity we have already consumed, or what are the planning, the requirement planning material, all these things will come under this.
No, it won't come. No, it won't come. This is for the individual document level. Okay, so it depends on the client how they want me to go ahead. Okay, but this consumption, what you're saying, this consumer-based planning, those and everything, is a planning related. Okay, it will come only for the material requirement planning. Okay, once from the material requirement planning only. Okay, there is an option we can create a requisition that we already discussed. I think last time when we discussed about that, based on the in-house and the external procurement, the system will generate a purchase requisition or planned orders, right? So, so consumption, those will not be come under the here. Okay. So this approval is only for the controlling the document, controlling the value of the PO, or controlling the PR, or might be if you are restricting to the particular cost centers. Okay, maybe in the cost centers level, I don't want to create any more than this value. Okay, even cost center level also, if you want to restrict, you can do it. But it's just for the restriction. Okay, the higher level they should know about this one, whether it's created or not. Because if we don't have any release strategy, what will happen? They can create a number of POs and they can process without any approvals. Right, so there should be control, right? When you're ordering something, okay, there should be control, right? If we don't have any control, then they can order the n number of items. Okay, then tomorrow the finance team getting so much headache to pay the amount, because there is a huge procurement is there, but there is no sales. So they also need to be looking into all these parameters, right? So these are the documents controls. Controlling the purchasing procurement majorly. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So at the outside might be, okay, it's outside might be maybe outside of the procurement. Okay, they will be looking to the reports, and they will be looking to that what is the exact sales, last month sales, and annual sales and current sales. Based on that, they can take the decision. But the release strategy concept is nothing but like to restrict the PR and PO, okay, based on the approvals at the approval level. Okay. Now let's go to the release strategy. In the release strategy, what are the steps we have? So the first thing is, the first point, you have to be decided that how you want to be control the PR. This release strategy approval, because I have so many parameters are there. Plant is there, material is there, quantity is there, value is there, cost center is there, purchase organization is there. So many fields are there, each and every document. So how you want to be controlled? So what are the exactly parameters you want to be matching? Okay, when these parameters are matching, then this release strategy will be triggered. Okay, these approval strategies should be triggered. These are the okay. So here the first point is, you need to be decided that what characteristics you want to be taking. So you need to be defined first the characteristics. Okay, characteristics is nothing but like a field names. Okay, what exactly field you want to be controlled. Okay, suppose purchase organization is there. So my client is requested that, okay, I just want to be control my purchase order based on the purchase organization, document type, and total value. Why it is here document type? Anyone can give you an idea why it is document type which is required? Because based on the document type also they will be controlled, right? Because domestic purchase orders, they will be create one document type. Okay, consumables, they will be create one document type. STO PO, they will create one document type. Okay, and third party PO, they will be create one document type. And consignment PO, they will create one document type. Correct, right? Are you agreed? So that
Yes, sir.
document type will be differentiated the process also, right? Some depends on the number range they want to be segregated. They can go ahead with the different document types also. So in that case, I can take document type as one parameter to control. Okay, because domestic purchasing, there might be different organization level, and import purchasing, there might be different organization levels. Okay, again from the local, like consumables, it maybe it's different. Surveys, it's again different, right? So majorly the people, what are the parameters will take? One is document type. Okay, it is not necessary, but I'm just giving the example. Major of the clients, they will take one document type, and one is for the purchasing group. Why purchasing group? Anyone can give you purchasing group?
Because different purchasing organization, purchasing group assigned for a particular period of.
No, PO majorly who will be the responsible?
Yeah.
Who will responsible for PO? Purchasing group only, right? If suppose
Yes.
I am the person, I'm just taking care about the consumables. For this particular products, I'm the responsible, right? So I'm also one parameter, important parameter in PO. Correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right? So obviously purchasing group also I can take it up. And if you want to take plant also, you can take it up. Okay. And the higher level is total net order value. This is very important. So total net order value also they will take. Okay. In case some people, they will take cost center. So if it is especially for the consumption, direct consumption related, they can go with the cost centers. Okay. And other than this fund, some people, they can go with company code also, because they have the multiple company codes. In that case, they want to be differentiate that. So in that case, they can go with the company code also. Okay. So these are the parameters. So it's not necessary every characteristic should be take, but we can take one of some of the different, depends on the client. So let's take the example. Let's say whatever the major one which generally I'm using in the company level, my client level, I will take that. Mostly document type they will take, and total net order value they will take. Okay, and I can take the purchasing group, because the person also is very important. Okay, and yeah, I think we can take these three. If you want to go to a purchase organization also, you can go with. If you have the multiple purchasing organization, you can go with the purchase organization also. Okay, so let's go with why, because I have the different document types. As I said that for domestic I have consumables, I have surveys, I have STO, I have subcontracting, I have different document types I have. So when I'm just differentiating based on the document type, it is very easy. I can define my approval strategy, each subcontracting level, each contract consignment level, each STO level, right? If I don't have document type, what will happen? It is common for the purchasing group. So the same person can responsible for the subcontracting and third party and consignment also, right? For the same material. So if you want to be differentiate the values, it's very difficult. So in that case, I can go with the document type. Did you got it? The point?
Yes, yes.
Right? And the total net order value, why I'm just taking the total net order value? Because my concept itself, it is controlling the value, right? PO value. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay. Now, before this one, okay, we can define release strategy at a header level only for PO, outline agreements, okay, and RFQ and service and receipt. Okay, and for PR, we can define at header level and or we can define at item level also. So what is this header level and item level? I didn't understand. Anyone? Did anyone understand what is the header level and item level?
Header level, it will be taking for whole all the line items.
Exactly.
Yeah, if we item level, maybe particular line item only will be taking.
Yeah, correct. So why SAP they given this option for only PR and they didn't give for option for the other documents?
PO actually we should not. Release the in head item level. It's a header level only we can do the PO.
No, that's I know. Why
Yeah.
SAP not provided?
No, obviously that PO, whatever the PO we have created, that all the line items we should trigger in that one time, right, in the header level only.
Okay. No, that's I understood. It will be triggered one time, but the reason I'm just asking because
Okay.
why it is provided PR. Okay, if you remember that when you creating requisition, okay, you will get the requirements from the multiple departments. Did you agree?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Alright. Why? Because if I have 100 line items in the PR, okay, it might be different departments also I can get it. Each and every line item. It's not only we are getting only from one department. We are collecting from the different department. This is the requirement. This is the requirement. Suppose HR department required material A, the same material A may be required for the department marketing department. Then I will be creating separate line item for that, right? So when it is individual level, the item level, if it is individual level, then I can go with the individual approvals. That means their level it is required, their approvals. They have the HR have their own hierarchy, and the marketing have their own hierarchy, and sales have their own hierarchy. So they also need to be approved, right? So if I'm just putting in the header level, what will be happen if it is going to the some HR department? Okay, they will tell you that why it is coming to me because I order only one line item. It is showing all the line items. I don't need to approve all these things. I don't know what is the other line item. I can approve only for one line item. It's difficult, right? In the header level. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's why when the requisition which is coming, it is coming from the multiple areas. So the SAP is suggested we can go with the item level also in case if you required. If you don't need, if you can go with the header level also. Depends on the your process, how you are following. Okay. And why it is not in the other areas? Because these are all external documents which we are sending to the vendor. That means the entire document who will be responsible, the purchasing group will be responsible. That means that there should be a header level, right? There should be only common for he'll be taking care about the entire PO. Okay, so it's not like that. Okay, individually they are rising to the vendor. It is commonly the purchasing manager, purchasing group, they are rising to vendor, right? So in that case, I don't need to be go with individual level. There is no use of that because my responsible person is there in the header level. It is common for every line item. Okay, so that's why SAP is suggested. SAP is providing only header level for the PO. Okay, so in the interval point of view, it's very important. Is it possible we can do item level or release strategy for PO? That is the question. Okay, you can say it's not possible. It is only for a header level. Only purchase requisition it is possible. We can go with the header level and item level, but for the PO it's not. It's not possible. It's only possible for the header level. Clear? Clear?
Yes,
That
sir.
is one important interview
Yes,
point.
exactly.
Interview question. Okay. And yeah. So okay. Now here we talking about the characteristics, right? So when we talking about the characteristics, okay, how SAP system understood that what is the field name and how the, so we should tell, right? We should tell in the, we cannot say a simply document type, we cannot say simply purchasing group, right? So we should say some field name because SAP is completely technical. So see, SAP can understand in the technical language, right? So by description, it will not understand anything. It will be understand only when you are giving the table name and field name, right? So when I'm just creating PO, okay, in the release strategy approval level, I'm just mentioning that, okay, when this table, when this field, it is matching this value, then you just control, right? So before this characteristics, what you need to understand here, communication structure. Communication structure. Okay, so what is this communication structure? Okay, we are giving the table name, field name to map in the SAP system for release strategy. That we are taking from the structure. Okay, it's a kind of the table, but it's not a table. It's kind of the table. Okay, so in this communication structure, what will be happen? We have the the field names are there. Okay, which field you want to be controlled. Okay, so suppose if it is a document type, okay, this document type it is a BSCRT. Okay, I will show you in the SAP system how it will be. Okay, if suppose this is either EKGRP, okay, and this is the EKORG. So like if it is this is the if it is a WRKS. Okay, so like here each and every description have the one field name in the standard. Okay, so that fields which is matching in the communication structure. Okay, so this you need to be by heart. Okay, one is for PR. For PR, the communication structure is EBAN. Okay, and for PO, okay, EKKO. Then, so what you need to put here before communication structure, right? So you have to put C. Did you remember the table names? EBAN is the purchase requisition table, and EKKO is the PO table, right? I'm just taking header level table and I'm just taking purchase requisition table, but I just added C because this is a communication structure. Okay, and for this for PO and RFQ and outline agreements, it is same. PO, outline agreements, and RFQ is the same, CEKK only. And for service center sheet, CESSR. Okay, so these are the actually, if you look into this one, I think if anybody by hearting the table names, PR table it is EBAN, and PO outline agreement RFQ table is EKKO, and service and receipt is ESSR. It's still not completed service and receipt, but I'm just giving the table name. Okay, now you can ask me the question, okay, or I can ask you to, we already discussed this point, how the SAP knows about that. If it is, I'm going with CEKKO, whether this CEKKO, okay, if I'm just giving the controls, whether which control, like RFQ control or outline agreement control or PO control, how you know this one? Anyone can give you how we can differentiate in the EKKO table, whether this is a pure purchasing document or it is outline agreement document or it is a RFQ document?
So we can have it in the description, right?
Description, nothing happen here. Don't think about the description. Description is just a paper text. Whatever you
Yeah,
written on paper, that is the text. That's all. There is no control on the text. There is no control under what you written. All
Based on
it should be
document type.
controlling on the based on the what code you are written. That's why every time, even we are creating document types, why we need to create a document, I can put like service PO. Okay. If suppose mistakenly if he written instead of SCRO, suppose he written SCRVC. If suppose he don't know like, okay, he written like this one. How system will understand that this is the service or service? So description, nothing will be happen. Just like a understanding purpose, the functional guy, to understand the user, we just returning the description. But everything it will be controlled. What you created document type NB, ZNB, that is a restriction, right?
yeah,
So
that is correct.
now here, how the system will understood in the CVKKO, there are so many documents are created. All POs it is storing in the CVKKO, all outline agreements which is storing in the CVKKO, all RFQs it is storing in the CVKKO. So how SAP will understood that whether this is the PO, whether this is the RFQ, whether it is outline agreement?
It's based on the document type, sir.
Document
Right.
type, I can create same document type. PR also NB there, also I have NB. I can create the same, I can use same there also. It's not document type, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can go document category. This I already discussed last time. Please remember this one, the document category. So document category is the standard one. Okay. For PO, it's different. Okay. You can say PO, it's CF. Okay. PO is CF. Okay. Then if it is a contracts, it is a K.
For RFQ, it's E.
Okay, for outline agreement, schedule agreement, it's L. What is the RFQ?
It's E, I thought.
Not E.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. This is not for an RFQ.
RFQ is I will tell you. Should be like Q or something, but
No, I thought it's E only.
C, yeah. What is it? C.
C or E. It's not.
Okay, let's see. So if you go to table EKKO, okay, in the EKKO there is a document category there. Yeah, it is here. Okay, it is here. So you can see here purchase order F. Okay, this is F, and K is contract, and schedule agreement L, and A is the RFQ. Okay, if you remember this one, okay, did anyone ever about this one output, PO output? What is the transaction code?
Which one, sir?
PO output.
PO output.
Yeah, where we can take PO output.
ME9A,
M
ME
9A.
no 9F.
9X.
This is for the purchase order. Okay, if you see the application here, there is a application it's only for the purchase order. Okay, if you go to ME9A, that is for the RFQ. This is for RFQ. So if you remember, if you want to remember simply, okay, ME9F, F is for a PO. ME9A, this is for RFQ. ME9K, this is for contract. ME9L, this is for schedule agreement. Okay, outputs. Clear?
So please write it something here. Just
No, no,
for
see
name.
output.
ME9. Yeah.
Here it is, we are talking in the
Yeah, got it.
If you have written here again, it's problem, but I will write in the top. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So ME 9F.
No, it will come like this only, sir.
Okay. So this is for the purchase order PO output.
Yeah.
Okay. And ME 9A. Is for the RFQ output. Okay, so like we can divide it like here, whatever it is there, document category that I also copy here. So you can represent here. Okay, so wherever it is like ME9F, okay, M9 is not ME9 is common for everyone, but F is the purchase order. Okay, and ME9A 9 is common, ME9 is common, but A is the
RFQ.
okay. So I'm just bolding this one. Okay, hope you understand.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so if you want to write here, you can write here. So for purchase order, okay, K for contract,
Since contract scheduling
for
agreement.
scheduling agreement,
RFQ.
A for RFP. Okay. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
okay. So now let's go here. So whenever you want to see these communication structures, okay, where you want to go, this communication structure, you have to go SC11 table, SC11 T code. T code is T code for see the structure. Okay, for see the communication structure. Communication structure.
So no document category for PR, right?
Sorry.
No document category for PR, right?
No, not required, right? It is straightforward,
Yes.
right? It is there, but
Yeah,
straightforward only, right? You can go to.
Yeah.
It is straightforward only, but you can go if you want to go to the event. Okay.
Even.
Event document category is there. Okay. So purchase acquisition B. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So there's so many it is there. If I just unnecessarily, if I'm just giving all the things, unnecessarily wherever it is a segregation is there. Okay, why? Because I'm just telling here because especially CEKKO is common for the all these things. Might be it is confusion, but only for here we have separate table. Service and receipt we have separate table. In that case, we don't
Yes.
need to remember all these things, right?
Yeah, okay, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then now this C11, okay, I'm just giving this C11 to see the communication structure. So go to SC11, okay, and enter CEKKO, okay. So you can see here the communication release strategy determination for the purchase document, okay. So here the component type is there. The component type it is there, right? So so this is actually majorly it is helpful to the technical team. Why? Because when they are designing any report, customized report, the client is asking that I need some report, but it is not there in the standard. So what they will do, the ABAPers, they will go and they will take the field name and what is the length of the field. Okay, they will design the report. Because if I just have the field name, but I don't know length of the field, if I just given 5 characters, but it is 10 characters, then problem, right? It will not display complete data, right? So the user, the developer should know about that, what is the field name and what is the characteristics. Even characteristics also very important because instead of he returning characteristics, instead of that he returning numeric, okay, or it may be a currency, then the system might be confusing on that whether I can I should display in the numeric words, or I should display in the characteristics, I should display in the currency. Okay, it's confusion, right? So the characteristics and component and the length also, it's very important. Okay, so tomorrow if you are doing any functional spec is nothing but like a we are giving the information to ABAP. This is the requirement, this is the field names, and this is the table name. So what you need to give? You need to give the table name, and you need to give the characteristic, and you need to give the length. Okay, what is the description of that? Both, but this is the only for the communication structure. But if you want to give the functional spec, you can give the directly the table name. Instead of this one, you can give UKKO. Okay. So this is we are talking about a release strategy. So don't consider this structure. Take the table name directly. Okay. Clear? Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
No, right? So there is no
No.
confusion, right? So this is a table name. This is a table name. We can see whatever it is created. But this is the communication structure. It is controlling the release strategy. So there is different gap feature. Okay. So this is we are using only for the release strategy, not for any other. Okay. And this is for we are using for the coding changing, program changes to view the our data. Maybe whatever it is created, the data which is POs, PRs, when it is created, who created, all this data which we can see. Okay, so this is the table, and this is the communication structure. Communication structure can see only the what data is there. Okay, what fields are what type of data. Okay, now if you so here why I'm just discussing about this communication structure here, why it is very important, because I said this define characteristics. So we should fix that to how you want to go ahead for your release strategy. So what are the characteristics? I have 100 fields are there. I don't want to take all the 100 fields for the controlling to this release strategy. So I should understand that, okay, what parameters I should take. So here in the below case, I'm just taking care about the document type, and I'm just taking care about the purchasing group. I'm just taking care about the net order value. So when I'm just searching my CKKO structure, okay, I need to be take this first. You need to be prepared that what is the document type. Okay, so just search in the document type where it is there. Okay, this is order type. Yes, this is order type and document type. So then, okay, this is the BSCRT. Okay, so that BSCRT I return. Okay, this since I know a little bit technical, that's why I'm just directly written here. But in case if you don't know what is the BSCRT, you just go to CKKO and search the description. Okay, order type. Okay, this is order type. Okay, this is the one I just want to control, BSCRT. Okay, now next purchasing group. Let's see next where is the purchasing group. Okay, here it is the purchasing group. Then what is the field name? EKGRP. So then I can go with the EKGRP. Okay, then you know what is the next total net order value. So let's go to total net order value where it is there. Okay, so here it is the total net order value. So then it is the GNETW. So I just written here, will return GNETW. Okay, if you want to go ahead for the other fields also, you can go ahead, but you need to be maintain all these parameters whenever it is. Okay, if you have the multiple purchase organization, you can go ahead purchase organization. If you have the if you go to plant also, it is there. Plant. If you want to go to metal group, you can go ahead, whatever it may be. So it depends on the client how they want to be restricted. So my requirement is, okay, I just need, suppose let's say example, my client requirement, I have the 6 strategies. Okay, so one strategy, there is 1, 2, 3 strategies are unique. Unique is nothing but like a same characteristics. Okay, which like suppose the common is document type NB. Let's say document type NB, and 000 is the purchasing group, but the value which is changing like 0 to 1 lakh, 0 to 1 lakh. It is a strategy 1 and 1 lakh above to 10 lakhs strategy 2 and 10 lakhs above strategy 3. So I have another 4, 5, 6 also. Okay, but this 4, 5, 6 is strategy for the subcontracting PO. So let's say ZSNB something. Okay, ZSNB or something which is there. Okay, so this is my customized one. Okay, and then let's put it this here also ZNB. This is the standard one, and this is the subcontracting one. So when there is a subcontracting PO, okay, might be my purchasing group is different, might be, or I can go with the same also. There is no problem. Depends on your client, and I can go with. So that it is a service, right? It might be we don't have much, so 1 lakh above, right? So what I can do, I can define like 0 to 10,000. Okay, and 10,000 to 1 lakh and 1 lakh above, right? So why? Because in the subcontracting, if you see that, it is just like a value of the job work. It's not a value of the product, right? So obviously it is less cost only, right? 10,000 to 20,000, 30,000, right? Clear or not? So like I can create different strategies. Okay, like I can create different strategies. That's why document type is controlling also. It's very important. Okay, maybe I have, if suppose I have other strategy also 7, 8, and 9. Okay, I'm just giving the examples here. Now this is for the jet consumables. Then I can my jet consumables are jet 010 or something which is like consumables. We just need to be restricted to only one level, like 1 lakh. 1 lakh above, I need approval. Okay, then I can go with only one strategy. I don't need all the strategies, 3 strategies. Only one strategy. If it is going with 1 lakh above for consumables, okay, I should get the approvals. So it depends, right? It depends on client, how they want to be go ahead. General purchasing, consumable purchasing, and subcontracting purchasing. Okay, services also we can write. Right? Are you clear about the process? Why we are going with document type?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Is there
Yes, sir.
is some other way we can control? It's very difficult, right? Instead of other way we are going with that, we can go with this document type level. When we have the different document types, we can control easily, right? So that's why one of the part is the document type also I can take it up. Okay, depends. Might be if they have only one document type, sir, my client they're using only one document type for all the process, then you can look into the other characteristics, what it is possible, maybe plant, purchasing group, purchase organization, or different level, maybe material group. So like you can take other options. Okay, clear? Now, so once you decided that this define characteristics, okay, where we can define this one. CUT04, we have to define these characteristics. Okay, so the step 2 is class. Define class. Okay, so why we need to create a class? Because okay, when we are defining the strategies, okay, when we're defining the strategies, I cannot directly every time I cannot enter these characteristics, right? Individual characteristics I cannot enter every time, right? Manual entering. So what I'm doing, whatever I've just decided that what characteristic I want to take, all together I'm just creating one group. It's like a one class I'm creating. So suppose I'm just creating that class, suppose. So what I'm doing, I'm assigning all these characteristics to one class. Okay, so that's why we're creating different class. And other control also, there is one more control it is there, that is class type. Okay. So one thing you need to understand, these characteristics and class, it's not only we are using for the release strategy. We are using for the n number of process. Even PP consultant can use these characteristics and classes. Okay, and production people and sales people they can use, plant maintenance people they can use, so many other people they can use the characteristics and class. So SAP they provided that, okay, how the SAP system will understood that whether this characteristics is defined only for, or whether this class is only defined for this release strategy. Okay, so there is a class type 032. So it is a 032 that is for the only release strategy. Okay, so what you need to do, once you define the characteristics, what you need to do, you need to be assigned these characteristics to one class, and you are assigned this class to class type 032. Then the system understand that, okay, these characteristics you are using for the release strategy, not for other process. You understand? Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This you need to be by heart. Okay.
Yeah.
So as of now, we got so many interview point of questions. Okay. First question is communication structure. Okay. The second one is, okay, the release strategy approvals is possible at header level or item level. And the third one is where we can see the communication structure. Okay. And fourth one is, okay, the class type. Okay. So these are the very, very important interview point of questions. Okay. So now what we need to do, whatever you created in the above characteristics, that characteristics you need to be assigned in this class. Okay. So these two is the prerequisites to proceed for the release strategy, to design the release strategy. As of now, we just prepared the what it is required, but now we are defining that how you need the release strategy, how you need. Okay. Now the actual process will be start the configuration. So one more thing here, this release, this class and characteristics are, okay, these are the master data, not configuration data. That means, okay, you have to create manually in every system. That means in the development system, in the quality system, in the product system, you have to be create manually. Okay, it won't be come in the transport request. Clear? This is also very important. So if you created in the, sir, I created in the development system, I transported them all the configuration to production system, but still I could not see these characteristics. So it won't be transport. You need to be do manually copying from the manually you create the each system, production system and quality system. Clear? Okay. Now let's go to the release strategy here. Okay. So now let release procedure setup. Release procedure setup. Okay. So for this release strategy setup, we have the 4 or 5 steps are there. So step 1 is release group. Okay. So you need to be define your group, release group, and you need to be assigned the above classes into release group. That means I'm just connecting this whatever we characteristics and class to my release group. That means at higher level I'm just connecting. Okay, higher level I'm creating one group. So here assigning our what is it? Class to release group. Okay, and you can create multiple release groups, but all release groups should be have only one class, unique class. You cannot use the multiple classes. So please point this one. Okay, whenever you are creating any release strategy procedure, okay, there must be only unique release class. So unique class. It should not be like one release group have a different class, one group have a different class. Okay, it should be only one unique. Clear? Why I'm saying this one? Because somebody they already practiced in this system. Okay, now you want to be use your class. So what you will do? You just creating new release group and you are assigning your class. Then it won't be work. Okay, you need to be delete the old groups and you have to be create your own release group and class. You need to be delete the previous one. Okay, clear? And the second one is indicator release controls. Okay, so what do you mean by release controls? So what levels you need? So how many levels are there? Okay, in this release group, suppose I have created one release group. Under this group, I'm just creating the release codes. Okay, let's go to codes first. Okay, so codes is nothing but like I'm just giving the suppose A1. Okay, A1 is so lead, or I can say purchasing executive. Okay, and A2 store lead. Okay, and A3 purchasing manager, and A4 store manager. Okay, A5 okay, cost center lead. Okay, A6 okay, financial manager. Okay, A7 CF. Okay, A8. So like I can create like whatever it may be, whatever we have. Okay, operational managers, operational lead. Okay, depends on that. You can define the number of release codes. Okay, so here you can create a number of leads. So, sir, you said only 8 levels are it's possible. You said already 8 levels only approvals are possible. Yes, I said 8 levels of approval is possible for strategy at strategy level. But while creating, you can create a number of. But while assigning, you can do only 8 levels. Okay, that means when you're creating strategy 1, strategy 2, strategy 3, then it will be only okay. You can define only 8 levels of approvals. Okay, now once the codes are completed, okay, then what you need to do? Release indicator. So in this release indicator, okay, what you need to do? You just mention you can create your own. Maybe you can use standard also, or you can use your own. So when you want to be block the status, and when it should be in the release. So even SAP not aware, right? What level you want to be approved. Suppose my client is saying that, okay, I have the 4 levels, right? In this 4 level, okay, if suppose store manager, purchasing manager, logistic managers are there. Okay, so first store manager he approved. Then it is come to purchase manager. My client is saying that either one person is approved, then it's okay. I don't want to go to one by one. Either purchasing manager is approved or logistic manager is approved. Okay, so in that case, what we can do, I can put this approval level. The first level is blocked when it is not at approved, and the second level also it is blocked. Still, if it is not approved, once it is approved, then it is released. In case the second level is not approved, if they directly approved third level, then also I can release, because I just mentioning second and third, it is released. Okay, so that we will discuss. Okay, but here what we are giving the indicators to the SAP, what level it should be released. Okay, this indicator you need to be assigned in the levels, these levels. Okay, what levels you need to be approved, that levels you need to be assigned the what levels you need to be approved, that levels you need to be assigned this indicator. Okay, at while creating the strategies. Okay. Now once you define this indicator, the 4th level is release strategy. Okay, so here you can create the n number of strategies. So like what we defined here in the above, the strategies like okay, this is the like suppose this is one example. So here, this is one example strategies. Okay, so the strategies we can create one strategy is for this one, the second strategy is for this one, and third strategy is defined for this one. Inside this strategy, you need to be assigned this. So who will be the approvers? Okay, and what is the characteristics? Okay, and whether this document type, purchasing group, and the net order value, all we are assigning at the strategies level. Strategy 1, strategy 2, strategy 3. Okay, so once these are all it's completed, then while creating PO, if it is matching with your characteristics, okay, that means if suppose ZNB is matching, the purchasing group 000 is matching, and the value between the 0 to 1 lakh, then it will be go to strategy 1. Okay, so in the strategy 1, what will be happen? Just it will be asked the store manager and the purchasing manager approval. So like how it will be asked. So that is the release strategy concept. Clear? Clear? Are any doubts here? So what we planned here in the release strategy level, the first plan is how you want to be controlled. So how you want to be controlled based on what characteristics you want to be controlled. So first I defined my characteristics. Okay, so I'm just decided that okay, I just want to go with these approvals based on the control document type, based on the control purchasing group, based on the control plant total net order value. How you want to be controlled, you can go ahead. The first control. Then the second one is whether these characteristics I should use for the release strategy or not. How you can know? I just create my class and I assign to class type. What is the class type here? Release strategy. 0 032, right? 032. Okay, so now my characteristics and class is linked. Okay, so my master data is ready. Now the third point is I am preparing my own group, my structure, release structure. Okay, so I'm creating one group. So might be release group 1. Okay, for that it is a consumable subcontracting, might be I can define different like. Okay, so I'm just creating one group. For this group, I just connected my class. Okay, so now whenever I'm using this release group, so these characteristics will be linked directly, right? Because I assigned the class, right? Now I created my own group. Now I need to be prepared my levels, right? What levels are there? Maybe what codes it is controlled, purchasing manager, purchase executive. So the next one is who are the representatives, who are the persons controlling. Okay, then I just created a release codes. And the third one is release indicator, that is the standard. If you want to create, you can go ahead, or you can use the existing one only. So leave it about the release indicator. The third one is, the last one is strategies. Strategy 1, strategy 2, strategy 3. Strategy 1, how you want to be defined between 1 lakh, 0 to 1 lakh, and strategy 2, 1 lakh above to 10 lakhs, and strategy 3 above 10 lakhs. So how you want to define? Okay, so based on that you can define. Okay, might be you can put like this one also 0 to 1 lakh, or you can put like what we decided here. Here how we decided ZSNB. That means standard. You can put like in the description standard PO. Okay, less than 1 lakh. Standard PO between the 1 lakh, between 1 lakh to 10 lakhs. Okay, like you can define, that is the description only. Okay, that strategy you can define and you can put it the description for understanding purpose. Okay, so like you can create the strategies here. How we will create like S1, okay, S2, like S3, like we can create. S1 is for the okay, standard PO. If you everyone understand about this one, ZNP and below 1 lakh. Description just let's do ZNB between 1 to 10 lakhs. Okay, ZNB above 1 lakh, about 10 lakhs. So like you need to be defined the different strategies. So if you go to multinational big companies, maybe clients, big clients, okay, they might be have the hundreds of the strategies because they have the multiple plan, they have the multiple purchase organization, multiple document type, multiple process they have. Okay, so they will be defined hundreds of strategies. Okay, so we can create a number of strategies here. Clear? So what, when you going to your client, what you need to understand first? First, you need to understand what characteristics they are taken. So based on the characteristics only, all these strategies will be work. Clear? Is it clear or not?
Clear.
Yes.
So now let's go to SAP. I will show you overview. This is very important approach strategy. Okay, do more practice on this one. Okay, so the first one is you can, if you not remember this transaction code characteristics and class, because we are rarely using, you can go directly also SPRO and SAP reference IMG and material management and purchasing. Okay, and we're going for the purchase order and this purchase order release strategy. And here you can define the edit characteristics and edit class and release procedure. Okay, so here also it will be there directly, or you can go directly by transaction also. CO, so CT04. CT04 is the defined characteristics. Okay, here it is the same here also, or here also it is same. Okay, so we can go into two different ways. Now let's create characteristics here first. Okay, so you can create your own how you can understand here. So I'm just putting like ZPO. I'm creating for the PO characteristic, and I just need the document type, right? YPE. Okay, I'm just creating like one. So I'm just creating for a pivot document type. So some people how they will create you, and some clients how they will create ZMM underscore. So they will put like this one because they have the PPQM like they have different characteristics, right? So they want to segregate that. So whatever it might be, you can create. Here we have only one MM. So now once I enter the, you can enter whatever you want, you can enter characteristics and click on here, create button. Okay. Now go to directly additional data. Okay. Now you have to be enter table name and fill name. Once you enter the table name and fill name, the system will automatically pick the entire values from this table name, where it is table which we close down. Okay. So SC16, SC11, right? SC11 structure, communication structure. And this communication structure, if we go to this one, from here, what is the length, what is the characteristics, all it will be picked automatically from the dictionary. This is the directory. So now I'm just entering that table name. So this is the communication structure we have to enter here. So I'm just entering CE over here and the field name. So I'm just planning to take the document type, right? So the order type is VSART. I'm just taking copy and entering here. So first you need to enter this one directly additional data and enter. So what will be happen? The system will take automatically all the data from above dictionary. That means from there. Okay, then automatically it is copied. The description it is copied and characteristics it is copied and the length, characteristic length, how much it is copied. Okay, clear? Okay, now what we need to understand here. First thing is single value and multiple value. Okay, if it is a single value, okay, then if suppose here in this example, so this is a standard PO, but I have another groups also 01, 02, 001, 0003. So like different purchasing groups are there. Even they are purchasing, but the strategy is same for all the groups. So in case if you want to use the multiple data, multiple entries, okay, then you have to be select the multiple values. No, I don't want to go with multiple values. I should go only strictly one, like ZNB or 000. Then you have to go with the single value. Okay. So in case suppose I have the standard value NB there, and I have something like I created ZNB1 is created. So like I have multiple document type, but all it is a standard document types only. The process and the control or strategy is same. So if you want to be enter the multiple values for this characteristics, then I can go with the multiple values. Clear? If you want to, if you selected single, then you cannot select multiple. Okay. So then go to values. Okay, multiple values indicators are reference to characteristics. Enter. Now you can enter multiple characteristics defaultly if you want to be get automatically, then you can enter here. Or no, I don't know currently. I'm just mapping now, but I don't know what is the document type, what is the I don't know what is that. Then you can leave here blank. Okay. So when if you enter here, suppose I'm just entering here, I know already document type, so I'm just entering here. Suppose let's say, okay, so I'm just entering like this one. Suppose I have so many other things out there. I'm just entering like this one. Suppose I just remember only 4, but still I just confused that we have more than this one. Then I can put additional values. So that means if I selected additional value, that means the system will accept to manually entry at the time of strategy creation. Okay, here we just giving the reference only. Okay, so these are the document types are there, but still if we have the more than this one, I can select this additional values. Then the system will accept manual entry also at the time of strategy creation, not at the time of PO creation, right? At the defining release strategy, at the strategy level, we can adding the values. Okay. If you not enter, maybe if you selected this one, then you can enter there itself. Then save. If you want to go display, you can go display. So I just selected multiple values and I just selected different values, but still I'm just allowing the other values. Okay, and the table name is CKKO and PSCRT. So like you need to be created what are the characteristics you are planning, that characteristics you need to be entered. You need to be defined here. Okay, so now I want to go with again now a new one. Okay, sorry. So let's go to create. Okay, it's already created, right? Let's go to again CT04. Okay, now I'm just creating ZPO underscore. Next, what is the next purchasing group, right? PGRP. I'm just putting PGRP, right? So create. This characteristics not available. Just create. Now go to additional tab and enter the table name and enter the field name. What is the field name? Purchasing group. Purchasing group is EKGRP. Okay, so EKGRP is copied. Now purchasing group is copied. Okay, so what are the characteristics? It is the characteristics and fraud. So there are characteristics and characteristic it is yellow. So here also you can mention the single and multiple. Okay, if you want to check it, you can put it single value and just putting to the additional values, or you can put here directly value. Okay, I'll show you what is the difference. Okay, later will change, no problem. Okay, so what it is here, I'm just mentioning here single value, and I just mentioning only the value single, and I'm not mentioning any other things. Okay, now again I will be creating one more, which is for total net order value, right? My total net order value I need to go ahead. So again I'll just go with total net order value. Yeah. So I'm just going this one and create and go to additional data and CKO, and I written already field name here. If you're still confused on this one, you can go here and you can check here. Okay, so total net order value where it is GNETW. So here it is there, total GNETW. Okay. So I'm just entering GNETW here. Okay, enter. And the copied and currency you need to be enter here because different companies have a different currency, right? So which currency you want to be go with, you can take it. So let's go to euro. Something I'm just mentioning euro. Okay, and here one thing. Okay, you can, if you want to define your multiple values, you can define here. And intervals are very important here because if you are not selected this intervals, okay. If I just want to go with 10,000 to 1 lakh and 1 lakh to 10 lakhs, the intervals it is not possible. Strictly it will be like 10,000. 10,000 means 10,000. 20,000 means 20,000. If I define the interval, that means between 1 lakh to 20 lakhs, 1 lakh to 30 lakhs, like I can define the intervals. Okay, and so instead of I'm just entering here, I'm just putting only additional value. I'm just I want to show you that if I'm not entering here, what will be happen? Okay, so I saved this one. So now what I did as of now,
Created characteristics for one is document type and the purchasing group and total.
We just created only characteristics. As of now, we
Yes.
completed only step 1, characteristics. Okay. Now, what is the next step?
Define class.
Yeah. So in define class, okay, you can go to CL02N, sorry, CL02, okay, or you can go in the SPRO also. Go to SPRO and material management, purchasing and purchasing order and release strategy and define class, edit class. Okay. So now I will be creating one class for ZPO, right? I'm just creating ZPO class. So instead of putting that CL, I will put, because so many people they are creating, right? Might be that is available. So I'll be going this one and class type. I said, right? Class type. So how the system knows that which this class is you are creating for the release strategy, or there are so many it is there. Almost we have 800 they are there. Okay. So different areas they are using. Okay. So we are using now 032 release strategy. Okay, it is only for the release strategy 032. So this is very important interview point of view. 032. Okay, now enter. Now still it's not created. I can click on create. Okay, now go to enter the class. Okay, class for PO release strategy. Okay, so something. Now you need to assign your characteristics. Whatever you created characteristics, what you created that characteristics, that PO, and the first one you created a document type. Document type. GT. Okay. Document type JPA. Now the next one is PO underscore. What is that? Next purchasing group.
EGP.
PG.
GP.
GP.
GRP.
GRP. Yeah, GRP. Okay. And the next one is PO underscore total net order value.
NOV.
Okay. So like you need to be assigned this one. Okay. So that's all. Here what we will do only will be assigning these characteristics and we will be writing the description here. Okay. Now my characteristics are created, my class is created. So characteristics are created, class is created. So in the class, so if I have the class already connected to characteristics, so I can get all the information, right? Now, this is the major point, release groups. So first what you need to check whether any other groups are there. See here how they are created. So if any other groups are there, okay. If any other groups are there, what you need to do, you need to be delete this one. If you want to define your own strategies, your own group, okay, own class, release class, everything. If you want to go, you have to delete the existing one. Okay, but one thing is you should not delete from the upper to lower. That means first you are deleting the release group, you're deleting the release code, you're deleting the strategies. It's wrong. Okay, how you need to delete? You have to delete first strategies and codes, then group, because already there is a link already connected. If you deleted at higher level the link, then lower level connections are lost in the table level. So even if you deleted later, then there is no use. So first you need to be delete the assignments. Okay, then only you have to delete at the header level, higher level. Okay, so whenever you want to delete here, first you have to go release strategy level. So select all and delete. Okay, so you can ask me questions, sir. If I deleted like this one, so many people they are doing practice, so they lost this one, right? Obviously they will lose, because we also need to do the practice, right? Okay, so and release indicators, there is no impact because there is no connectivity, right? It is a standard one. Okay, and the release codes we need to be delete. What are the codes which is created, we can delete. Okay, now the connections, everything it is closed, cleared. Now I'm just deleting my release groups. Okay, if properly, sorry, if it is not properly deleted, what will be happen? Might be your release strategy will not be work properly. Okay, so where we can see here, here if you see that check release strategies here, if you see that there are so many red colors are there, inconsistency. If you not delete it properly, so it will display like this one, inconsistency. Clear? So the problem you understand that. So why we are going it's going inconsistency, because in this release group, this strategy is inconsistency because you are not deleted from this one initially. The link you are not disconnected properly. Okay, clear? And now go to first go to procedure. First create a release group. So let's create my own group. How you want to go with to? So there are so many people are creating. So let's go with to JDR. Simply I will go with JDR. Okay, and my class is ZPO_CL, right? So there is no control box here. There is no control. So you have to be validate and you have to be enter properly. Okay. So before entering this one, you just cross check that whether this is correct or not. Okay. Just CLPO is correct or not. Okay. Clearly. Okay. Then you can create okay group. Okay. I can put like standard PO group. Okay. You can just mention release group. Okay. Standard PO levels group or standard level groups. Put like, okay. So I'm just creating a group first. Then once I created a group first, then I can go with the second codes. So I have to be create one number of codes here. So JDR is my which I created. JDR is a standard level group. Okay. And I'm just creating 01, 02. You can create it. If you want to create A1, A2, A3 also you can create. Okay, let's go with A1, A2, 01, 02, 03. So, and this is the, if you have the technical consultant, workflow consultant is there, and if the client is requesting to generate this to mail triggering, automatic mail triggering, okay, if a technical consultant, they are mapping to the workflow, okay, then you can select here 9 or 1, okay. If you selected 1, then it will be standard one. If it is selected 9, then customized one. Okay. So 1 is selected. Okay. But here we don't have a workflow consultant. If the workflow consultant it is there, what will be happen once the release strategy created and once PO is created, the information will go to the concerned person who needs to be approved. It will go to their mailbox. Okay. It may be Outlook, Mailbox. So there is a, we have SAP also, we have the mailbox. Did anyone know about this one? In SAP also, we have the SAP inbox also. So this is the SAP business workflow. Okay. So here we can see that our inbox. Okay, whatever the unread documents are there, read documents are there, work documents are there. So all it will come here. Okay. So any failure or anything which is there, it will come here. Okay, for your place. So this is the SFWP or something which is the SPWP. This is the transaction code. Okay, and so there here they will get the workflow. Okay, in case the workflow working, then they will get here the link here, and here they will ask, the system will ask that, okay, this PO created for your approval, can you approve? Okay, so if they click on approve, then it will be released. They click on rejection, then it will be rejected. Okay.
Sir, if you don't mind, maybe can we continue on tomorrow or maybe?
Yeah. We'll continue. Once this is completed, a small part, okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is the release group. Okay, and code. I'm just putting like purchasing manager. Okay. So and I'm just creating only 2 levels because we have hurry, right? I just will create today 2 levels. Okay, and it is for the store manager. Now I'll just create only 2 levels. How it will be works, I'm just explaining here. Okay. Now, so anyway, we have already release indicator. If this checkbox is there, generally it should be R or something. But anyway, the core ID number is not important. How the parameters it is assigned here. The checkbox it is there. That means whenever there is F, it is released. Okay, and this we'll discuss tomorrow. The changeable and in this. Now strategy. Okay. Now go to the new entries here. I'm just going to strategy 1 and okay, sorry, this is the group JDAR. JDAR is my group and I'm just creating strategy 1. Strategy 1 is the below 1 lakh. Okay, below 1 lakh. And I'm just assigning my approvals, whoever the approvals are there. A1 is the purchasing manager, A2 is the store manager. Okay. Now click on the purchase request. Okay. Now the first when it is created, okay, so it's still not approved. It's not at still it is not not released even in the single level. Okay. Okay. In case the first it is approved, then it will go to the second. Okay. That means first it is approved and then only it will go to the second approval. Okay. So like if it is a 3 to 4 is there, then it will become. So we'll do for tomorrow this one. Okay. Then just click on the release status here. Now here the initial, if you can remember, if you see that the initially no one approved. The initially no one approved. A1 is not approved, A2 is not approved when PO is created. That means not approved. And A1 is approved, but A2 is still not approved. That means still it is pending in the approved. And when it is approved, okay, A1 and A2, then it is approved. Okay. So now I'm just saving this one and click on characteristics here. Okay, and I will just create only one document. Okay, let's say I will just want to show you here one thing, so which we are discussing here. Order type. Okay, if you see that, if you remember this one, we are giving the multiple allowed. That means it is allowing multiple. Okay, and I just selected that additional data also is allowed. That means if whatever it is there in the characteristics, it is coming automatically, but which I missuppose SNB, then I can enter here also. Okay, so I'm just selecting like this one. Okay, I can enter here. Then okay, then purchasing group. So we have multiple purchasing groups. So if you see that here, okay, I just putting single entry, and it's not allowing to enter other than 000 because I just not allowed this additional entry. If you remember this one, I didn't check for this additional entry. That's why it's not allowing to enter more than 1, or it's not allowing to enter any additional also. Okay, so you should only can take only 000. I cannot take others. Okay, so that is the single and double, single and multiple. And here the intervals you can define whatever it is you can define. So currently I'm just going with simply. It's like I'm just putting like 10,000, or I'm just putting. Okay. Okay. So what do you mean by this one? Less than or equal to 10,000. Okay. That means the value when it is less than or equal to 10,000, then system will trigger this strategy, S1 strategy. Okay. And it should be matched the either one of the document type here and one of the purchasing group here and one of the value here. Okay. And save. Okay. Now go to ME21N. Okay, so what are the parameters I just taken here? My parameters are address NB, NB, and document type, right? I can go with NB also, right? There is no use, there is no problem, right? I can go with but because I don't have ZNB and all, I can go with NB. Okay, so I'm just creating one document type here. So purchasing organization. So I'm not mentioning any purchase organization particularly, but I mentioned clearly the purchasing group should be 000. So I can enter only 000 purchasing. Okay, and there is no restrictions on the material number, and I will enter the quantity later. And I didn't enter any plant also. Okay, only my parameters are document type, purchasing group, and value. So now purchasing group is matching and document type is matching. Now my value should match. Okay. Suppose now I'm just entering only 10 tons. Okay, so 10 tons is the value which is like around how much it is like 1,240 euros. 1,240 euros. Okay, so if you see that less than or equal to 10,000, it will come under the less than or equal to 10,000 or not. The value is total value is how much? Total net order value. If you confusing on here, you can go in the header level, and header level also you have the condition. Here you can see the total net order value. Okay. So how much total net order value here?
This one 240.
1,240. Is it this value will come under this one?
Yes, it's less than or equal
Less
to
than or equal to, right? Obviously, right? Then obviously my strategy should be triggered, right?
Yeah, correct.
So where I can see the strategy?
In item header level, we can see in the release
But because this is the pivot, right? So header level only is possible. You can see here there is a tab,
There is
extra
a
tab. That is release strategy. My purchasing manager and storage manager. Is it my release group only? And this is my strategy only. Below only. And at the first level, it is not approved. Right? So now, so how it is controlling? How it is controlling this PO? If the release strategy is there, okay. Suppose my PO is still not approved. Okay. If I just want to planning to do the GR for this PO, because still not approved, right? Let's see. If I just want to try to do the purchase order goods receipt for this one, okay, system not accepting, still not at release. So once it is released, only you can do it. One thing, okay, and you cannot take the messages also, okay, print out also, because once it's released only, it will map to the output. So, okay, now what we can do, you need to be approve the levels. Okay, so where we can approve this one, there is a 2 transaction codes are there. ME28. Okay, this is a 1 transaction code. In ME28, you can do only one level. If you want to do only one level approval, that means first A1 have to approve, then A2 have to approve, then you have to go in the ME28 level. Okay, so in the real time, the users have the ME28 because they can do only the levels. Okay, suppose the person purchasing manager, he can do only for the A1. Okay, the store manager, he can do only for the A2. But practicing purpose, if you want to go at a time to release all these things, you can go to ME29N. ME29N, you have to be enter the PO number here. Okay, then go to header level and release strategy. Then there is a checkbox in the release. Okay, you need to be selected here. So if it is selected first one, A1 is approved. Still it is not at approved because still only one level it is approved. The entire PO still not approved. Then the second, if I selected this one, it is approved. Okay. So I'm not saving here. I just want to show you this one, but I will go with the ME28, how it will work. Okay. Now ME28, what will be happen? You can enter at a time only one code. Okay. So what is the code? First A1. A1 I have to enter the A1 code and I have to go enter the release group, ZR. Okay. And if you have the purchasing document number, you can enter purchase document directory. Okay. And execute here. Okay. So then you can see here by clicking on here, you can see the display. Okay, boss, they will check all the values. Okay, everything is correct or not. Okay, the values and the terms and conditions, everything if it is correct, then they will select and click on the release. Okay, then the first level will be released. Okay, once this is approved, first level, if you go to refresh this one PO, the first level is approved. Still second is not approved. Okay, if you want to go to second level approval, again you have to be enter A2 and group and PO number and execute. Then you have to be select the second one and save. Then what will happen? This is the approval. So after approved, then it will come like check boxes. Okay, then only you can do the GR. So this is the release strategy process. So anyone have the doubts?